It is often difficult for people to connect the noisy and crowded cities with the quiet nature. But where we are about to go is an exception. My name is Dongji, and welcome to the Frankfurt Zoo series in Wonderland of Creatures. I will take you to explore this centuries-old zoo in a magical place of life. In the actual long video in the future, I'll take you to visit old friends, meet new faces, and explore the vast sky from the underwater world. From the birth of the sun to midnight, their lives are more exciting than you imagine. And I will show you all this one by one in the next video. Now I want to take your curiosity with you and we'll set off immediately. Hello everyone, I am Dongji. In the last episode, we came to the largest nightclub in Europe. Frankfurt Zoo's checkered maker house turns day and night upside down. In the venue, we and the little bit different team will introduce you to. There are many rare species that you can't see elsewhere, and they are also available for you. Their diverse and wonderful behaviors are recorded. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the most complete Dark Knight feast in the whole battle. You can click on the link to forward it later. Now we're going to go to the second floor of the exhibition area and look at the daytime sun. What countermeasures will other species take? After coming out of the nightclub, you will see some informative display boards. The visual specialization of nocturnal animals was also introduced. Importance, especially various types of insects, are the basis of nightcrawler activities. But Germany's 7 million street lights directly lead to 1 billion. Death of insects. This area is also being tackled to combat severe light pollution in Europe. The area is a transitional area, allowing visitors to travel between the two exhibition areas. There is a process of adapting to changes in light and dark. Then in the next bright world, do all the animals come out to bask in the sun? For example, going underground, although there are many hematopoietic and nocturnal animals. Similarities, but because they can stay out of the light all day long, they doesn't enhance vision, but rather enhances other senses. Liu Yenshu, this kind of shoe species living in eastern Africa, was born in 3200. In thousands of years of underground evolution, I sacrificed my eyesight and fur, and spend my skill points. All the focus is on touch and facial muscles. Touch is easy to understand and use for feel the underground environment. Then why do you need to strengthen facial muscles? It's because they didn't take the conventional route of strengthening their hands, but ran. All the time, I just rely on my mouth to chew. I use the biting chicken as my biceps, but I can only do it very powerfully. No, that would mean eating dirt while digging, so in order not to eat dirt, they also need fine control of facial muscle groups and skin folds to control. The earth blocking the outside of the mouth is equivalent to this face, taking over the skill at hand. This two specializations make the naked swallow rat have a rough face, but its little hands are pink. Cute. With this special skill of impressing, these people are as red-skinned as rats. This little guy can create an underground trend that stretches for 3 kilometers. Here we also use man-made passages and cross-section displays to allow visitors to feel their vast project. After all, the underground world does not distinguish between day and night. That means you have to work unlimited overtime. Anyway, the bed and food are right there. When they are tired, they sleep together on the spot, using their companions as quilts to cover them. Okay, we can't have any partners here, because except for the heroine and 1 or 2, the male protagonist, all the remaining members have no mating rights, and there are no distractions. Naturally, we can go all out to build our home. When it is in this environment, working part-time, Liu Yenshu also finally received blessings. Not only do they have a strong ability to tolerate low nutrition, but they are also less prone to cancer. Desensitized to pain and immune to local poisonous plants. Its lifespan is 10 times longer than that of ordinary rats. It is simply the chosen male rat. Don't take your seat according to the number. Although you are still working overtime, people can't. It must be so alive. If the naked swallow rat is like a ruthless brick-moving machine, then the rest of this guy's schedule will focus on flexible working. It's just that it's not easy to see it clearly because it moves very fast. If you're not careful, you'll miss it. Coming. This little creature with a red rime and an elephant trunk is called a black elephant maggot, or black and red giant elephant maggots, but they are neither mice nor maggot spirits. And this is more closely related to the elephant, manatee, and aardvark. Just because they are in a similar ecological niche as rat maggots, they have converged and evolved the same sense of stealing. Yes, in the East African forests that cover the sky, although there is abundant food, there are also many natural enemies. So if they want to live a good life, they have to act smart, hiding in the shadows and being unobtrusive. In the wild, they will be most comfortable. The twilight movement is like a tree nomad, living in one place for a few days. Moving. In a proper captivity environment during the day when there are few people around, that's fine. When you see them coming out to look for food, they will use their noses to look through the jungle. The soft soil layer on the surface brings in the invertebrates below the soil. The nose is transformed into a flexible probe. The specialization of freeing up their hands has greatly improved the efficiency of their secret rooms. They all live alone on the street. One person has enough to eat and the whole family is not hungry. Therefore, the activity time can be very flexible. But when I first moved in, I could only see it in the evening. If you get close, you'll run away. In a few steps, you can disappear into the trees. But if you pass by, after more than a year of running in, it is now easy to see it in the daytime. At this time, in the Colossus area here, you can already ignore the approaching tourists and come out of the secret room freely. Let us see the most mysterious legend in the African jungle because in the wild, the mammoth area will avoid jungle edges and sparse trees, which is easy. Local activities witnessed by humans, but there is another animal that likes this. A slightly more open environment, it is a low roof where we live together. Pigeon chicken, this colorful bird is widely distributed in east and west flight. Woodlands, as visual animals often appear in bright and relatively. The open woodland crawlers look for insects, although they are similar to the mammoth area. But they may not meet in the wild. They are kept here together, maybe because they have similar color schemes and are equally alert. Can make these sensitive birds at least feel safe. The environment layout here is very important. The dark and soft soil restored the style of their hometown. The scattered deciduous bark tubes and the shadows formed by tall vegetation constitute the composition. Took off their clothes, but they didn't wear them on their bodies. Instead, they moved between clothes. This is how dependent many small animals are on colors. Reptiles and amphibians all have exactly the same, or even higher shelter needs. Therefore, the large environment is never a problem. It is too empty and lacks comfort. The problem is hiding areas. If you can hide yourself anywhere, anytime, the gaps will not appear large no matter how big the environment is otherwise. Wild animals are scared to death as soon as they are born, but this concept has become. Common sense still has a long way to go when it comes to space and style. Better. Example is next door. This is the largest environment at this level. Height 3 meters, water 10 level. The land area is also more than 15 square meters. Such a wide open space must be very big if you have animals. Here we go. The owner of this exhibition area is a shadow monster. Let's go into the water with him. This flexible shuttle shuttles between rock crevices and has a large area to itself. The species is exactly the smallest of the 13 existing species of water tower, the Asian small claw. Water tower. This dive was just to salvage toys. You see, it picked up a naked shell from the bottom of the water and carried it with its nimble little hands. It swims with it. Is the notch in the bare shell used by them? The gnawed marks of old rulers are used by water towers to prey on shellless insects. Vertebrates have specially strengthened teeth that can break armor and are also very fast. Their streamlined bodies and smooth fur allow them to move from 0.7 to 1, traveling through the water at a speed of 2 meters per second, making this territory. It soon became its fishing assembly line, but it showed its petite little claws. How does the water tower survive long-term diving in low-temperature water without being able to? What about hypothermic ones? That's because of the density of their hair. In the animal kingdom, among the best, this creates a layer of air beneath the water, which they also serve as insulators and can close your ears when diving. And nostrils, as it comes with a professional thermal diving instrument. Here to show the underwater behavior of the water tower, the water quality is very well controlled. But the water bodies in the wild are not always so clear. What are the water towers? How to forage underwater? If the water quality and light are sufficient. Their specialized structure allows them to remain underwater. Good light gathering ability, but if the water is turbid, you still want to look for food. It depends on the level. Yes, when visibility is poor, they have to use their hands quickly. For groping underwater, their fingertips have a very developed sense of touch. It also becomes more swollen and looks round. It is this combination. This allows them to collect nearly 1/5 of their body weight in the wild every day. Food, it's just that now it can only block the breeder's feeding, no matter how much. Food is refreshed in advance, and so much food can be caught, removed. In addition to personal effort and talent, the environment is also important. Where can there be such rich products? It must be the mouth of the river. Swamps and other water-drenched places. In the wild, there is such a steady stream of water. It will bring the nutrients of the inland to the open snowy areas, and this one enters the sea. The channel has become a happy home for many aquatic creatures. You can catch fish by diving in the local area, and you can find floats in the shallows, but the sediment will be reduced. Visibility increases the difficulty of maintenance, so only the terrain is reproduced here. The conditions do not copy the sand made in the wild. You see, the surrounding riverbanks are also made by the mangroves at the mouth of the house. Real mangroves are far from so clean. After all, the kind of mangroves that make people. A muddy and dyed environment is a truly nutritious place. There is no keeper in nature. Food does not sit on the hardened surface. Refresh on. Okay, now that we've finished looking at the interior, let's go outside with them to take a look at the night walk. Outside the museum, opposite the Melbourne Museum, is the outdoor activity area of the Little Paw Sleeping Tower. The European climate is too easy for them to adapt. When this little furry guy has enough fun in the house, he will sometimes come out to bask in the sun. Now is a particularly suitable time to introduce the origin of their names. The Little Paw Water Tower is not popular because of its small paws. This claw actually refers to their nails. Look at their small courtyard. There are very small ones as big as pimples on their hands. Small nails without the long claw hooks commonly found in petroleum wood. That's why it's called the Little Paw Water Tower. Their hands are not small. After all, they have to go into the water. You can't touch the rain. If you have sensitive hands, you will naturally develop one. Water towers are species with rich play behaviors, many of which are realized by hand. For example, once they find a lion that is wearing a hand, they will treat it as. He took the plate with his hands vigorously and took it to the pool to wash and play with the water tower. You move on 4 legs and you don't have a pocket, so how can you take it with you? They would hold the stone in their hands and put it on their neck or chest while walking around. It's almost like standing with both hands and answering the phone. So why do they play like this? There's a saying that they will play when they are hungry. After all this effort, will it attract more attention? It's a pity that this is the case. The meaning of the behavior has not yet been analyzed. But imagine if you turned into a water tower. How would you tell the keepers that you were hungry? Okay, now that I know the species distributed in southern China, next I want to. Let me take you to get to know a small animal from the southern tip of Africa. Look at this dry land. The landscape is hard to imagine. The species living here are just now relatives of the giant elephant area in the jungle. He came over specifically to see you, the one with the twisted little nose. Hairballs live in dry shrubs and semi-deserts in southern Africa. Faced with the dry and hot environment in the Uenerxian district of the region, they adopted similar strategies to the scrub-type loamshi except for heating and foraging. Spent most of the time in the shadows near the cave bush. Won't expose herself to the hot sun for too long. This is what I have emphasized for a long time. It is not a species that lives in the desert. You have to live like a cactus. Where others hide, you can follow. There are 2 completely different worlds outside, and in order to be in the open secret room on the surface, they were able to run extremely fast without being discovered by their natural enemies. Speed able to travel from a speed of 20 to 29 kilometers per hour. Transferred to another. This speed is beyond the reach of ordinary people. Not only does it leave a gap for natural enemies, after midges can also quickly capture insects in front of you. As a member of the family elephant, one of them, their favorite thing is still chasing animals. I caught a locust and now I have to pack it up and take it away, but what can I do? Their hometown is not as rich as the jungle in the gathering area. Insects cannot be encountered anytime and anywhere, so the cloud ear elephant zone. Sometimes you have to rely on plants to attack, so they are different from other carnivorous elephants differ in their teeth and intestinal structures in order to. Handling forage has become like an omnivore, so unyielding. Evolution and transformation allow this desolate land to still be beating with small. The figure of mammals, these specializations that go against the ancestors, are staged on the earth. Every corner of it. On the other side of the Atlantic, one of our close relatives is also quietly changing lifestyles. They live next door in South America. Venezuela's red forests are home to a strange-looking creature. They will wander on the branches of the jungle, in the eyes of the local indigenous people, has a unique spirituality. It is even said that their flesh and blood are poisonous, making people stay away from them. So what does it really look like? Come and turn it around for everyone to see. The Barrage report made me laugh when I saw it. This rather funny furry monkey with the fruit paint just has a side view of 20 million years of independent evolutionary history. This image of a cotton monkey. The unusual black and white makeup is a characteristic of male monk-faced monkeys. Females. There is no such face, but the whole body is dark gray as. For forest-dwelling primates, fruits make up their main diet. Food, but unlike their other close relatives, except for fruits, they also eat a lot of nuts, so they have very strong mobility. Unlike other common musk monkeys that only live in trees, they come frequently. Dangerous ground addiction, but in order to escape unscathed, we must. It takes some special skills. Even though they look silly, the limb proportions are longer than other relatives, which is best for them in the woods. Different levels of movement in. Their agility allows them to vertically climb and jump between tree trunks. Jumping is also to get something to eat, in addition to the physical structure. Specialized, their digestive systems have also been modified to want to eat everything. There must be a taste of iron in the world. The white-faced monkey can digest the local seeds containing hydrogenated compounds. This kind of food that is highly toxic to humans is just their snack. Their tolerance mechanisms are still unknown, which could restore them. The act of eating in a tree is worn by the caveman with an iron stick. Different fruits and vegetables for them to eat. This is a very typical one. Feeding of mammals requires careful attention. Come, let's go up there with it and have a look. The three-dimensional style object for the forest-faced monkey can be regarded as an enlarged version of the superior method of eating. Interwoven with fixed frame branches and cement imitation frame branches. A sky-high ladder is formed, simulating the abundant climbing in nature. Space of these structures are reduced. Many birds, reptiles, and small mammals can also be used. Yes, with the monk-faced monkeys, life has a space of about 20 square meters. Still not all. They also have an outdoor area you can go to in the summer when the temperature is right. Activities, after all, the real outdoor environment, whether it smells, sounds. The brightness is better than pure indoors, but such a large area inside and outside. Space. Such a monkey is indeed a bit luxurious. What kind of animal is that? I can share the environment with monkeys and not be disturbed. Considering that. Monkey-faced monkeys mainly move in mid and high-rise spaces. Then, animals with good temperaments that don't climb very high are the best choices. Is that the kiwi that just walked by? This little guy looks ordinary. You are outside the country of origin. But it's not easy to see them. If you want to see them, Germany is the easiest place. This guy looks very familiar. This is the white-faced silk cat. Monkeys have some overlapping distributions. The big swallow tree is also called the swamp swallow tree. It's easy to understand. What's going on in that swamp? Can a tree-swallowing person who is afraid of water still be able to? Living by water? Indeed, with the familiar domestic swallow tree. In comparison, swamp swallowing tree is not only a bit bigger, but he also often swims in the water. Eat two whole tails of snow grass and look like a miniature version of the pivotal. If this feature can be displayed, it should be quite subversive to tourists. It's a pity that a more conventional display method is used here. I can only perform background performances for everyone on the shoulder. You may have seen something familiar. I'm here to introduce you to an animal you've never seen before. Still watching the garage? Assemble and continue walking forward. Next to the sad-faced monkey, there's a 5-meter. A long strip with a strength of 3 meters. The lush and hurried vegetation tells us that they should be concrete areas. The same jungle drinks, except they checked in earlier, not so shy. This little deer doesn't seem to be much bigger than the village mouse just now. It is one of the smallest extant even-tailed animals. The adult Javanese deer weighs less than a hen. They are small. The figure is very suitable for walking in the jungle, especially the 4 small legs. Very suitable for climbing over surface obstacles. True brown hair allows them to hide in the shadows of the palace forest. The long tongue can also wash your own face like a manual. The males also have tusks as weapons. What's most impressive to me is their oversized eyes. You can only see them taking off their eyebrows when the sun is shining. At this time, you can see their horizontal pupils like goats. This kind of eye structure has a wide viewing angle and is well observed around the world. Although they have so many characteristics, you see he is in the feet and throat. The food that comes out shows that they still come out the same way as cattle and sheep. Animals, when the light is pressed down, the pupils dilate and the entire eye. They all look black. These 2 black holes not only allow them to. I can see the food clearly in the dim light of the jungle. With a small face, it looks pretty good. They are particularly shrewd, which is what they are famous for, as early as more than 100 years ago. Before, European hunters were amazed at their strategic skills. They thought, when you can't escape, you will find a suitable terrain and accumulate energy on the spot. After the natural enemy relaxes, he gets up and runs away again. This is a kind of counterfeit behavior. Aboriginal people knew earlier. So in local folklore stories, Java West Road, like the fox, often appears as an intellectual character. However, in the face of ultra-family style development environment, these smarts are all. It doesn't help, but are their wild populations really affected? In fact, we still don't know because in the wild, these western roads. He wouldn't be so generous. He would only come out during the day, and would only be inching in his eyes. Haunting at night, coupled with their excellent concealment, allow these animals to. It is still difficult to count the number. There is no way to increase their protection level. In this case, and many, 2% is similar. The protection level is not high, and it cannot explain the wild population. There are so many that they can be caught casually. This is probably just because it is difficult to investigate. The helpless situation caused by lack of data, and this vulnerability will lead to. Many 2% of the animals with poor population recovery capabilities have suffered devastating consequences. Commercial collection was finally classified as a protected animal, and now, the zoo. Not only can this species be saved from extinction, but it can also help us understand them better. Physiological habits. For example, through captivity, we learned that the Javanese deer hardly eats it. Grass instead feeds on fruit peels and twigs and leaves at their touch. The rules were also revealed. It turns out that it's easier to investigate them in the wild starting after 4 o'clock in the evening. In addition to scientific research and conservation, these strange deer can also become ambassador to our fellow wilderness brethren. Tourists understand and care about the local ecological environment. So whether it's Shilu or Liapai, everyone must consciously resist wild sex. Individuals can be kept alive by ordinary people. Artificial offspring have come so early. Come down. If it's still wild, it means you may not be able to feed it. Don't use it. The knowledge reserve of Shinsho village makes value, and don't join the criminals. Exploiting this loophole and spending money on understanding their knowledge will be better than raising them. One is more capable of saving them, leaving the Asian rainforest, and moving on. Let's go back to the South American rainforest, to the Amazon where the blue monkeys live, and in the primitive tropical rainforest upstream, there's a small black monkey that hides in the canopy of the trees. In the shadows they are a kind of molten monkey and arguably the darkest. So since this feature is so obvious, what should they be called black dragons? It's really not the case, whether it's Chinese, English, German or Latin. None of them notice this feature. Their Latin rat name is. The English name and Latin species name of this beautiful little animal also use this. The name of the discoverer of the species. In German, they are called hoopers, which means they. It can jump, and what's a bit outrageous is that it's called the ending monkey in Chinese. This is not the end of the story. The reason is that they have light colors at the base of their tails. The rings look like knots. But the problem is that I really can't see this ring pattern. Naming it after this feature is much more exaggerated than the 8-foot rat. This is because I'm afraid you can remember what this thing is called. I personally think this. Chinese names are really unintuitive. If we take materials from Latin names and combine species, the characteristics are called formal black appearance or beautiful black appearance, both of which are easier to understand and better.
So which name do you think is suitable for him? You can post it in the barrage. In the wild, the monkey's ecological niche is supposed to be very timid and shy. Unexpectedly, under the influence of tiredness, they all have very good looks. As long as I come here with my camera, I will come here for a while. Observe that the black camera and lens are theirs. Similar people are curious about why this good brother is manipulated by humans. Maybe it's because I haven't seen many foreigners. Come and visit now. I don't know who bought the tickets, but we can just observe their facial details.
You see, not only their hair is black, but also their exposed skin. It's black and can only be vaguely seen. The skin under the hair on the body is flesh color. This is a characteristic that many marmosets don't have. They also have a big dog-like face. It makes them look more cute, but if they are in the wild, they will only look cute. But it doesn't work. In fact, they are the same kind as the monk-faced monkeys.
Jumping expert in.
Because they also have to go to the fields often to forage. To be precise, they go to the fields to pick mushrooms. But they don't have small baskets to take with them, so they can only eat on the ground. There are dangers on the ground, so you have to escape quickly enough.
So their hind legs are longer and their ankles and shoulders are stronger, which can let them grasp the nearly vertical tree trunk and rush up the trunk quickly.
The natural enemies that appear on the ground are helpless. Here is the layout of Pan Pan House. They also use the bridge trees they are used to in the wild. Finally, everyone pays attention. Let's look at the dimensions of these tree trunks and the proportions of monkeys. I've said it before on other programs. Many tree lizards need branches wider than their abdomens to climb. You see, this rule also applies to the leader. I got to know the little black monkey from South America. Let's get to know his roommate. Look below at another species that cohabits with the Dakota monkey. It also meets the standards of a docile and good-natured person. The name is a bit more intuitive than the ending monkey. It is the long-tailed, spiny rat, although that thin tail can't be seen all the time. They also separated from the rat eaters 30 million years ago and embarked on a unique journey.
The evolution path of.
In fact, they are in the same ecological niche. They are both in dense jungles. On the ground floor, the little karami looking for fruits has a pair of big eyes, also for improved low-light vision and also grew slender legs and feet. The claws are still the same as the hooves. It's like a size smaller than a western deer. Because, with this protective color, they are hard to find in the jungle, due to the color. It's a little different. Their hair glows green, which might make they are easier to navigate among relatively low-profile plants, so in both English and German, their names can be translated as green thorn trees. Don't forget that although they have many similarities with West Road, they or a tweezer-toothed animal? So when it comes to eating, I'm not as picky as should. I feel different in different environments. It is also very adaptable, so it is very widely distributed upstream from Amazon. Distributed all the way to the lower reaches, there are also end monkeys and monk-faced monkeys in the wild. Neighbors, and being raised here can echo the ecological niche and evolution. Asia's West Road. Therefore, its existence directly connects the three species in the zone. I don't know if this was intentional by the original party. If it is, then this idea of Busa is too clever. More exciting content with over 10,000 likes. Continue to present to you. In the next issue, we will continue to explore the Rishing Animal Zone. I'm going to introduce you to the Komodo dragon that has lived here for 11 years. Let me explain to you the most important thing about Cologne's physiology in captivity, exclusive to Total War. Metabolic issues. In that case, you will also meet a group of tree weavers, the real king of feather erosion, traveling between day and night. Of course, there are also many cute and interesting new faces waiting for you to unlock. You are welcome to leave your questions about upcoming animals in the comment area. Maybe I'll answer it for you in the video. The environment of the creatures is always worthy of your expectations.
I believe we will meet again soon.